And apparently Brian Patagliano accepted the immunity, and then they continue to have this this sit down where they got all as much information as they could from him, and maybe have subsequent sit downs. Napolitano says they don't ever do this unless an indictment is coming soon.
Interesting. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that was this Friday afternoon. It's Friday afternoon before the weekend. You know how they like to roll out with that kind of stuff.
Well, so immunity is never granted unless an indictment is imminent. What about immunity is never granted unless there's definitely been wrongdoing? Accepting it and deciding to you wouldn't even go down that road unless there's some really bad stuff that could get people thrown in jail for a long time.
Yeah. I mean,
why would they even offer? Here's what it boils down to. You got a guy who's asked to testify against Clinton, and if you do so,
he set up her entire server and was the webmaster and maintainer of all her stuff. One guy.
But here's the key.
And he formerly worked. He formerly worked for the government too, so that kind of gave us credentials.
Here's the key. On what grounds would he agree to speak under the safety of immunity? Why would he do that?
For incrimination purposes. He want to incriminate himself.
Yeah, but he could have only agreed to do this, and would only agree to do this, if his freedom was directly threatened. And the only way his freedom would be directly threatened is if he did do wrongdoing at the order of Clinton. Because think about it: if you didn't do anything wrong, what grounds would they have to threaten you with immunity, or not with immunity, but to throw you in prison and to tell you, I'll tell you what, we will save you from prison if you accept we'll give you immunity, but you have to testify against your former boss. Why would you agree to do that if you have nothing on you? You have nothing on you whatsoever. You wouldn't agree to do that. You would just be like, you know what? You could go F yourself or whatever. And what would they do to you? They couldn't do anything to you because you didn't do anything wrong. So my point is that I think he was ordered to break the law, and they have all kinds of evidence that he broke the law for her, and that he has to save himself now by agreeing to testify against her.
Okay, so this is speculation. However, it's very, very possible. I mean, we know that the Clinton Foundation, the whole Clinton dynasty is corrupt in itself.
Oh, they're criminals. They're flat out criminals.
Right. So, they're also saying that this also has to do with the Clinton Foundation as well, and emails that were going to the Clinton Foundation, money that was being moved around. Things
it was
just
laundered.
Right.
The Clinton Foundation is a money laundering organization. It enables them to employ very powerful people in very powerful positions and pay them through that foundation to make it look like they're just a benign friend or whatever. But they can launder money through that. So, and that's what they've been doing. And hopefully,
well, check this out.
Yeah,
here's one donation. Here's one thing by Real Clear Politics. They say that this could be on the server and would prove these things are happening, which are criminal. Major donors to the foundation often had business before the State Department, and they sometimes received help. After the 2010 earthquake of Haiti, Bill Clinton was named co-chair of the interim Haiti Recovery Commission. And according to the Wall Street Journal, quote, the State Department, who was run by Hillary, began directing parties interested in competing for Haiti contracts to the Clinton Foundation. Not surprisingly, many contractors became foundation donors or were already. The FBI now has to decide if any of this was pay to play arrangements providing a quid pro quo is notoriously...
Of course it was. This is so blatantly obvious. Of course it was.
Oh, yeah, Fox News is reporting that public corruption is now a second track in the FBI investigation.
Okay.
So, when I was at the event today, it was, like I said, it was a town hall event, and it wasn't, I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't exciting. It wasn't raw. Yeah. It wasn't raw. It wasn't, it wasn't like going to see Anthony Robbins at a super amped up, feel good about my life thing.
Which, right, and what presidential town hall would be like that? It's probably what, people taking turns asking questions?
Trump was in the middle of the stage, and he literally pointed out to people, okay, we'll take a couple of questions. You youngin', how old are you? I'm in the 7th grade, sir.
Oh, they're like children. Oh, my gosh.
The kid, I'm going to pull up the footage of this event. The kid was sitting 2 people next to me.
Oh, okay.
And he stood up and he said, sir, in 4 years, what is my education going to be like?
What's my education going to be like?
Yeah, I don't know. He was a kid. He just nervous, maybe.
Well, oh, of course. But that's such a broad question.
Right. So Trump kind of veered off the course and wound up on security of the nation.
Oh, my God.
Securing the nation, securing this, securing that, and then came back. I mean, dude caught himself. I mean, he pulled himself out of that rabbit hole. Came back to life, rolled the tombstone out of the way, came up out the grave, and said,
oh my God.
Common Core, dead on arrival. Common Core is dead. Dead, I tell you, is dead.
I want his house burnt to the ground. I'm going to go to his house and piss on his ashes.
Right away, he's dead, I tell you.
That's from, what's the name
Casino?
of that movie?
Casino?
No. You got the right actor. It was Robert De Niro, but it was from the Elliot Ness one with Kevin Costner.
Oh, man, that was a good one. Wow.
Oh, well, Untouchables.
Right. Untouchables. Yeah. Good one. Very good one. So yeah, he came back around and said Common Core is absolutely dead. Having the federal government involved in our education system is been the worst thing ever. So
thank you. By the way, Casey, guys, if you guys are listening out there and you're from Ohio, you're in Ohio, you're going to be voting on the 15th. Oh my gosh, if you're even remotely considering Kasich has doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on his support for Common Core.
Yeah.
He's all for Common Core. He's defended it multiple times. He's had people in interviews come at him time and time again about, are you sure you want to back up that Common Core that you did before? Because I don't think you should. Are you sure? And then he would sit there and go through a defense of his support of Common Core again.
Right.
And like I said, it's just a major, very valuable tool in the communist arsenal to brainwash our children to grow up to support it. Where the hell do you think all these millennials are supporting Bernie Sanders for? Bernie Sanders would have gotten zero support 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's correct.
The only reason he's getting support now is because you got a whole generation, or maybe 2 generations now, of kids who've been grown up in the concentration camps, like the Gulag.
That's funny that you say that, and the reason why I didn't mean to veer into a bridge abutment just now, but the reason why I brought back up the Trump event today is because a guy stood up and asked a question. I mean, like I said, it was real dry, but it was good. It was aired. Trump is not a politician whatsoever. It wasn't one of those scripted. You pull at your heartstrings. It was not a Rocky Balboa event. It was not. However, somebody stood up in the crowd and asked the question and said, Mr. Trump, on what day of your election will you put Hillary in prison?
Oh, I like it. I like the question.
And the whole place absolutely erupted.
Oh, that's great.
It was probably one of the longest applause that he had at the night.
Oh, that's awesome. So the questioner got all the glory.
Right. Well, he followed up with a decent answer that was a little long, but his point was, and what he was saying is that I know her to be a criminal.
There you go. Okay.
We just got to prove it. That's all. Once that's done, consequences come. I want her dead.
Oh, I like
I want her dead. I want her dead now.
Right. So it sounds like a good answer based on your characterization of it.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, when you look into all this, and man, one of the articles that we posted, the Clinton body count. Google that. Sick Bias might come up. If not, go to Sick Bias and you can search the Sick Bias website, the Clinton body count, and it is just a litany of the last 40 years of people who have been involved with them that are dead.
Clinton, of all the candidates, and this might give you some pause, Brian, of all the candidates running currently, and even in the past, 4 years ago and 8 years ago, of the last 3 election cycles, the only candidate that I would be a little tiny bit concerned about either you, Brian, or me getting just winding up dead somewhere, it would be Clinton. I'd be a little concerned. Not even Obama. No. I'm not that worried about winding up dead somewhere or finding you dead somewhere with Obama. Clinton, I could definitely, absolutely see that, and it actually concerns me a little bit. It's not going to alter bringing you guys the truth, but it sucks that I even have to worry about something like that.
That's funny you say that, and we joke about that quite frequently. But if we were to wind up missing, MIA, and swimming with the fishies, or hanging out with Jimmy Hoffa, it would be because of the Clintons. There's no question in my mind.
Right.
Ben Carson came out this week. Says I support Donald Trump. I did a thing where I wrote a little article about how I would love to see a Donald Trump, Ben Carson campaign. That would be pretty neat. I think it would make the media heads explode. Newt Gingrich came out this week, also support of Trump, and is yelling at the GOP to come together. He said on Fox Sunday, odds are about 3-1 that Hillary will be indicted for her actions. 3-1.
What do you mean 3-1? You mean?
I'm sorry, 1 to 3. 1 in 3 chance. She's 1 in 3. So she has a 33%
that's
chance.
Terrible.
33%.
That's not good enough.
Yeah. No, it's not. But I mean, well, especially if you're flipping the coin, the Democrat coin. If you got the coin that the Democrat Party had that flipped it, that Hillary won all 6 times.
Dude, it'd be 100% chance.
Yes.
You'd have 100% chance of indictment. We need to find that coin. We need to find that coin. Wow, it comes up. It comes up Hillary every time. So what you do is you take that coin and you say, all right, whoever's face shows up on this coin, face up, is going to be indicted. Right. And Hillary goes, no, we got to alter the rules here. How about whoever's face shows up is not indicted? How about that? I could totally see that happening. That could totally happen.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the possibilities are really out there. I mean, I don't know. Could they indict her? Could the guy, Pagliano, does he stay alive long enough for the indictment?
Yeah, and before you kill somebody, and if you're